He started with us. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, we both started. He was going home. Like you telling guys, you got to get him. You know, he up.
He's going to be your buddy this morning using gold.
Yeah, they know. You want to know that we just get here. That's what we do.
Well, good afternoon. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We're here to make a great announcement, not only for the Acadiana region, but for our entire state. And before I get to that announcement, there's some folks I want to thank who are standing with me, and I ask you to hold your applause so I get through each of these names. The most important person you're going to hear from today is Chris Gott, the CEO, the head of Forum Energy Technologies. Also going to hear from our parish president, Guy Cormier. I also want to thank Representative Huval, who's here, and I also want to thank Lisa Nelson, the Vice Chairman of the Parish Council. There are other folks as well, and if I've left folks out, I apologize. I'll ask Chris and Guy to recognize those as well. Let's give these men and women a great round of applause for making today's announcement possible. You know, this truly is a state-local partnership, but there is another group that we need to thank as well that's even more important in making today's announcement possible. I say this whenever we get an economic development win. There's so many reasons to come to Louisiana in terms of the business climate, but our #1 advantage is we have got the most productive, we've got the best workers you'll find anywhere in the world. And I'm confident the main reason that Forum is here today is because of the men and women that already work there every day making this such a successful company right here in Louisiana. Let's give a great round of applause to the men and women that work at Forum already. Before I get to the announcement, let me give you a little bit of background about how we got here. For too many years, we have watched our sons and daughters move to other states to pursue their dreams. For 25 years, we were the only state in the South where more people were leaving Louisiana rather than moving into our state. And when I ran for the governor the first time, I made a promise to you we would create a new Louisiana to bring our sons and daughters back to create those great paying jobs right here at home. And I'm proud that by working with you, we've done exactly that. We've cut taxes, we've cut government spending, revamped our ethics code, and reinvested in our workforce training programs. As a result, after 25 years of losing our kids, for the first time in over 25 years, for the last 4 years in a row, we've had more people move into Louisiana rather than leave our state. That means our sons and daughters are finally beginning to come home. Our unemployment rate has been below the national and southern average every month, and not only that, along with Texas, we're one of only 2 states in the South that has more people working than before this national recession started. So despite the national recession, Louisiana is actually doing better than the South. We're actually doing better than the rest of the country. For example, per capita income has increased by over $2,700, even as national per capita income has gone down. Our ranking has now jumped 17 spots in the last decade, now our highest ranking in more than 80 years. Now, not only have we seen it in terms of our regional performance, we've seen it in terms of our national performance as well. For example, Paulina just recently came out with a poll looking at our business climate saying we've improved 24 spots in the last 4 years, the most improved state in the entire country. Business Facilities Magazine named Louisiana #5 best state in the entire country, the highest ranking we've ever gotten in their rankings. We jumped 14 spots in the latest Forbes rankings for best states for doing business. Site Selection named us to their top 10, a climb from the 25th position just 2 years ago. Area Development also named us in their top 10 best states for doing business. Southern Business Development named Louisiana the State of the Year 3 years in a row. The list goes on and on and on, but the bottom line is this. Our work is paying off in terms of creating more jobs for our sons and daughters right here. Since January of 2008, we have now announced economic development wins totaling more than 51,500 new jobs and $12.6 billion in new capital investments. Now that's despite the national recession. Today, we're here to add yet another outstanding company to the growing list of companies we're expanding here in Louisiana. Today, we're excited to announce that Forum Energy Technologies will be building a new 150,000 square foot manufacturing facility right here in St. Martin Parish, representing an investment of more than $19 million. This new facility will create 125 new direct jobs with an average salary of over $45,000 before benefits, and they've committed to keeping the existing 203 jobs at their existing site that will be moved over to the new facility in late 2013. And finally, the economists estimate this expansion will also create another 300 new indirect jobs, meaning that today's announcement means not only are we keeping over 200 existing jobs, we're creating over 400 total new jobs in this region. Let's give them another great round of applause for this announcement. Now I want you to think about it. In this economy, in this national recession, to be announcing 400 new jobs is a great, great accomplishment. I don't have to tell you this, but for those that don't know, Forum Energy is a global provider of manufacturing technologies and applied products for the energy industry. This new facility will produce oil field drilling equipment for onshore and offshore energy producers worldwide. Construction on their new plant will begin this year. It will be completed by the end of 2013. Now, again, I want to emphasize they could have chosen many other states. The reason they're here, there are many reasons they're here, from lower taxes and infrastructure investments, but the number one reason I believe is we do have the best workers that they could find anywhere in the entire world. Today's announcement joins a growing list of economic development projects in the Acadiana region in our state that are helping to grow our economy. In this region alone, we've made over a dozen major economic development wins, totaling more than 3,600 new jobs and $474 million in capital investment. Before I wrap up, let me just give you a couple of examples. Last month, we dedicated Halliburton's new $65 million manufacturing facility, creating 160 new jobs, 350 indirect jobs. Metal Shark Boats made a $1.9 million capital investment, creating 106 new direct jobs, keeping 75 jobs, and creating 164 indirect jobs. Houston Plating and Coating announced they would invest more than $9 million, building an 80,000 square foot facility in Scott, creating 238 total jobs, average pay $35,000 before benefits. Maritime International announced they were moving production from China to Acadiana, actually right next door to where this new facility that Forum Energy is going to be building. Their $8 million expansion is creating 90 direct jobs and 150 indirect jobs. Schumacher announced they're expanding their headquarters in Lafayette, retaining 389 jobs and adding 600 more jobs as well. The list goes on and on and on, but the bottom line is this. Despite the national recession, we're creating good-paying jobs for our people right here at home so we don't have to get on a plane to go visit our children and grandchildren. Indeed, our work's not done. I'm thrilled by the progress we've made, but our work's not going to be done until the governors of other states like Texas and Georgia are coming to Louisiana complaining about their kids coming here instead of us worrying about our kids going there. And that's why the next step in this next legislative session, we're going to continue building a better business environment for our companies and our families. We're going to reform our tax system so it's fairer, flatter, and simpler. For our families and businesses, we're going to review the tax code to see what's working and what isn't working. It will allow us to increase our competitiveness and create an environment where people want to create jobs. But let me be clear. Creating a fairer, flatter, and simpler tax code means we are cutting taxes, not raising taxes. I will veto any attempt to raise taxes on our people and our businesses. And in conclusion, this is a great day for St. Martinville, for the parish, for our state. We look forward to continuing to work with Forum Energy and others. I want to thank your representative delegation. They do a great job creating a business-friendly climate. I want to thank Guy for his great leadership at the local level. And most importantly, I want to thank the men and women that work at Forum Energy today and make it such a successful company. I hope you'll give a great, and I did, by the way, I told Chris that the weather's like this every day during the summer. It never gets humid. This is what it's like. He's been here before. He knows that's not true. But we do have, despite the weather, we do have the best people, the best food, the best state for doing business. So I hope you'll give a great St. Martin Parish welcome to Chris Scott, the CEO of Forum Energy. Let's show him how much we appreciate his decision to invest right here.
Well, Governor, on behalf of all of us at Forum, we appreciate you being here. And let us talk about why we made this decision to commit $19 million to this new facility. That is the single largest investment that Forum has made in its history. And why did we do that? First of all, what's going on in the energy space today? In this country, we're seeing, after years of decline, a significant increase in oil production. And that is increasing demand for the things we make. We could make them a lot of different places. Why did we choose to expand here? First and foremost, we started Forum here with AOT and AOI and ADI years ago. We know the quality of the workforce that's here, that we could grow. The people with the experience and the training and the capability and the work ethic are here. So it's the people. It's also the environment that we have and the support from government. We have a government here in Louisiana and locally that understands business and understands energy and is supportive of growth for companies like ourselves. So we think we can grow here. We think the demand is there. This is the right environment. And we expect over the next few years that when we look out on this group that it will be much larger in terms of the number of Forum employees in this area. More than 50% growth we see over the next few years. Thank you very much. And I'd like to introduce President Paul from the parish. Yes?